Okay, so based on how in last episode Narchi mentioned once again that Loose Lips took his shit. Hopefully I can go to Loose Lips now? That was weird, already knowing that Loose Lips took a thing, but then I couldn't talk to Loose Lips about the thing. But maybe I can now. That place is called... Kettle? I hope? I thought I'd be able to keep the name straight really well, and then I kind of found myself less capable relatively quickly. Like, I can recall locations visually better than I can remember what they were called sometimes. Because the settings themselves are visual. I mean, are memorable, but it's not always easy to remember which one's which. Okay, now she says talk. That's good.
Human male, average build, estimated age at 36 years.
Loose Lips.
Shoo! Please lower your voice, human man. My head is sore. How did you hear that name?
Narchi at the Hanasi Fortress told me.
Nachi is a good Cacus, a lucky drone. Any Cacus that becomes a drone is a lucky Cacus. They don't have to carry this weight, this useless husk of flesh with them.
You think Narchi is lucky? He didn't seem too happy about losing his body.
That is because he has forgotten what it feels like to be trapped inside one's own body. To have arms that cannot move. To have legs that cannot feel the tips of their toes brushing over the tallest grass. We gave up so much for this. So much.
So your people weren't always like this?
Accessing memory files. Please be patient.
Generations ago, we lived as nomads, always walking, wandering from the grasslands of Zhao Zhao to the volcanic rocks of Slag. To own a Cacus map was the highest honor. We charted the course of the Wardens, even finding the soft tears in space for them to travel through. As the ether started to close in on our world, we were exposed to far too much of it. The rainbow death followed us, taking our elderly, taking our children. We fled to the forests of Saxonwold, making our home in the tall trees, fearful that the ether would again rob us of our past and our future. Inside those trees, we found a transmitter, a direct link to the Doulahan. Some even thought it could be a link to Doris' self. The Doulahan encouraged us to explore even further, to leave the safety of the treetops.
How did you know it was the voice of the Doulahan?
When you are given a gift from the gods, you do not question it.
And this voice told you to leave and to carry on making maps.
Accessing memory files. Please be patient.
Yes, we wanted to stay in the treetops, but the call to travel the world was too loud to ignore. The Doulahan told us to ask the Flay for some spare drones to help us travel and avoid the ether. But soon we began to rely on the drones for everything. To move, to hunt, to explore. The ether made us weak. It made us need the drones even more. Even our children were born weak. Then the darkness took us. Took our eyes. Took the feeling in our skin. It didn't even leave us our tongues. We have lost everything. We do not even have our own language anymore. Without these drones, we are empty husks. We shut down the voice of the Doulahan, turned away from our god, and we stayed in those trees.
Huh. Might have to review that. They lost all feeling? Were they paralyzed at that point too? It's like, how did they do how'd they set up the drones is just what I'm wondering. Like, how'd they automate themselves?
How do I get access to the Cacus maps?
You cannot. Only Cacus can access Home Tree. Other organics are not allowed. Even if a Cacus with a faulty transponder tries to enter, the drones will open fire.
A Cacus transponder.
Warning! Potential to compromise home tree security.
A Cacus transponder tells other drones that you are Cacus. Mine broke, so I could not return to Home Tree. So when Nachi was in maintenance mode, I took his.
How could you do that to your friend?
I don't know. I was weak. After I took it, I left. I could not face him. Here, take it. I do not want it. I do not need it. Please, take it far away from me.
Short-term dormancy in progress. Shutting down higher brain functions. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Ooh. So now I've got a way to get in. To get the maps. And hopefully I can give it to Narchi afterwards and don't break it or something. Because I feel really bad for him. But also I need progress too. That was a long story. The rainbow... They're exposed to too much rainbow radiation. I thought they found a link to Darius. Doulahan. The Doulahan told us to ask the Flay for spare drones to help us travel and avoid the ether. Then they began to rely on the drones for everything. To move, hunt, and explore. Okay. Yeah, I just had to fill in the gap that I kind of missed there. The animations are almost hypnotic when you just try and, like, looking at the details on them sometimes. So they feared the radiation, as they should. And then they used drones in order to explore and get around and help them out. Which seemingly also then in turn exposed them to more radiation. So it kind of fucked them because it kind of gave them the courage to face the radiation more. They got weaker and weaker until they basically just need the drones to survive it all. And now at this point, they like... It's well beyond having drones that help them get around. Like, they are drones. A lot of them are just a brain and a skull attached to drones, which is why this got really fucking creepy at some point. And the drone gets to decide how much their brain is turned on, which is fucking terrifying. Pooch, are you a drone?
Even with the transponder, your flesh will peel from your bones if you go through that door. Turn on the transponder. I'll link to it and enter Home Tree myself.
You sure, Pooch? It could be dangerous up there.
No more dangerous than anything else we have done so far. I appreciate the concern, civilian, but this is my mission.
Well, alrighty then. Oh! I was like, alright, cool, see you when you get back. Nope, I am now Pooch. I'm playing as another character. I was wondering about that. We have all these party members, but it's not like it's not exactly an RPG. So like, what do I do with these party members that follow me around everywhere? My poor brother had like a screwed up leg just like a minute ago, and he's following me around, and I kind of feel bad for him. What's this do? Hello. Alternate view mode. Is it heat based? Maybe. It's definitely glowing down there. And where people point lights, it looks like. Object detected. Structure electrical. Integrity 54%. That's not a lot of integrity. Wood 94%. Structural integrity seems to be her default way of intercepting basically everything. Interpreting, I mean. Wrought iron, structural integrity. Okay. It's one way to differentiate between the AI characters and flesh characters. Oh my god, this fisheye is freaking me out. So my eyes work differently. The world looks different when I walk around it, but also when I inspect things, it's different. Everything has a structural integrity rating. So probably skip on looking too close at that stuff because it seems to not be that interesting. Citrus, Sneezes, sweet oranges, rotted. Biomatter detected? Citrus? Oh, the provision's not this floating thing. So they have oranges, but they're rotten. Why do they have oranges? My character seems to think this is my objective, basically.
Can't go in there.
Large hut. Comma ray tree.
So that's the receiver.
They have. I read that as skins and ovaries for a second there, and I'm like, excuse me? Meat, sheep.
Slow and steady, Pooch.
So the portcullis is how I got in. I can zoom in and out, and I've got a button. So I guess I'll hang out in this vision mode and see if I see something weird, because I'm not really seeing much I can do otherwise. Why can't I go in? Can I go over here, or a little bit? What am I missing? Because I seem to be missing, like, everything? I don't see a single character I can talk to, or item to interact with, or even door I can go through. Oh, what's this? Turn on transmitter dish. Here we go. Well, that certainly seemed important, didn't it? I can see the radio signal on my map. Like, the actual signal's visible. It's going up through here. Is there anything else for me to do, or was that it? Like, why can't I go inside? What's this? Oh, there's a... I couldn't see it through the orange glow, but there is, like, red laser barrier in the way. I think that might be all I'm here for. I mean, I turned it on. They saw it all the way back at the Chizunyama. Maybe I really was just here to press one button. I'm not sure they're happy with me. Let's just go check with the Chizunyama, who are not in this map. They're hopefully happy with me now.
The pebble returns to the pond. The plants surrounding our humble village have seemed a little brighter since you came into our lives. We trust that your travels have been fruitful. Is there any way that our spirit circle can help your spirit circle?
What can you tell me about the Cacus? Have you had any dealings with them?
That is a sad story. We have made mistakes in the past. Mistakes that caused the Cacus collective to cut off contact with us. They are truly children of the old gods, born of metal and flesh and forged in the ether. We miss them and their insights into the world.
What happened?
A misunderstanding that set the Cacus on a different path. Before we went into hiding behind our shield, we placed transmitters around the world to ensure we could still commune with the old gods. Our holy shrine of communication is at the center of our village. The Cacus discovered one of our transmitters in the forests of Saxonwold.
And you thought, hey, let's impersonate their god.
The Dullahan is a false god. The Cacus were searching for meaning, for purpose in their lives. We gave it to them. They wanted to explore the world again, to search for new places and make new discoveries. Through the Cacus, the old gods had provided us with a way to search for Leal while we remained protected.
Oh, these guys suck so bad. They use people constantly. So they're currently using drugs to bring the Nasai into like indentured servitude and bordering on slavery. I mean, the game calls them slaves, like overtly when you highlight them and so on. And they seem to also be responsible for why the Cacus are the way they are. They become like these husks that were poisoned by the radiation and can only survive as drones now. Because they impersonated the Dullahan and pushed them to go out and explore on their behalf. The Cacus have suffered so the Chizunyama could get their goals. And it's all for what might be for naught. It's all for like some vague concept of seeking the old gods, which I don't know. Maybe it'll turn out to be code for like special technology or history or some sort of connection to the old world or something. Or maybe it is just a completely nonsensical made up god and that's it. I don't know. It is strange to communicate to the old gods and have worship taken in the form of transmitters, like technology. It's strange in like modern religious contexts, like whatever I think about religion. So it makes me wonder if maybe when they say old gods, they're speaking in reference to something else that might have other significances for society. But everything they do seems pretty awful.
People aren't tools for you to just use and throw away.
We see that now. It is our greatest shame. We wish for forgiveness. When we discovered we could control the Cacus drones directly, we began to use them as our eyes and ears to the world outside of our shield. We pray the old gods understand our desperation. We left the Cacus in the ether for too long, pushed them further and further, and soon the voice of the Dullahan fell silent. They have been quiet ever since. This is our sin. Please do not think less of us. We were longing to find our gods and rebuild our tribe.
She says that it's their greatest shame, and she talks about it like it's in the past. Please don't think less of us. But how can you not think less of someone for doing such a horrible thing to an entire society, while simultaneously still doing a similar thing where they're currently using another tribe as tools to be thrown away? Like, they just moved on to doing it to somebody else in a different way because their ark's being built by different tribes' drug addicts.
How do I know you're still not controlling them?
The transmitter is no longer connected to the Cacus. If you do not believe us, please look for yourself. We have nothing to hide. Pray do not think less of us for this. It hurts to speak of. Please, leave us to once again beg forgiveness from the old gods.
The transponder hums constantly and seems to be putting out a high-frequency signal. As far as I can remember, these were all listed. Oop. I probably can't use this, can I? Anymore? Neural interface active. Please place face in mask. Ugh. Why is it full of blood? What's about to... Is it gonna stab my face? Let's find out. You can just take control of the Cacus.
Holy shit, this is weird.
Yeah, I would suspect so. Oh. I don't like this. That's a map icon, right? Initiate self-destruct sequence. Oh my god. Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3 drones. I assume that's how many there are? Is this your chance to kill 1,500 people with a button press? I'm not sure if that's a thing I really want to do right now, honestly. Or ever. It's a big fucking call, isn't it?
Mark, I think we should give this to the Anasi. They have an addiction. They just want to live normal lives.
Yeah, but I don't know if this will help them.
It would help them negotiate with the Chisnyama. Give them a bit of leverage. I don't trust those Jose. Something about them. They're drug dealers, Mark. And worse, they're making drugs that give the Hanasi false hope. They're holding the memories of their families hostage with this stuff. Just think about it before you make a choice. Give the data to Uthi. He just wants to take care of her people. He wants to give them hope. Don't take that away from them.
Yeah. I feel like I don't necessarily know enough about the Uthi have the strongest opinions.
The Chizunyama want to leave. They just want to get out of here. We can help them do that.
After they negotiate with Uthi, maybe.
If we help them leave, we're sentencing the Hanasi to death.
The Hanasi survived without the Earth before. They are strong. If they get desperate, they could hurt the Chizunyama. The Chizunyama are afraid. They've locked themselves away for protection. And now they want to leave a place that doesn't want them. You can make that happen. Please, Mark, help them leave.
So both of your allies pick a side. They've got opinions. Woo, that's a whole new area. A whole new area for later. For me, the issue is that I think we need to empower the Hanasi against the Chizunyama. As the idea of them having a bargaining tool seems worthy. Because the Chizunyama actively just ruin people and dispose of them. She says to not think worse of her, but they are doing it again already. So I think I'm gonna give it to the cool fire hair lady. Even though I'm sure these people have some shit to go through. But I don't think I've been given a ton of reason to be worried about these people yet. About what they'll do with it.
Mark Leslie, you honor us with these gifts. Our memory walker told us what it saw when your name was revealed in the record. I am glad to know the record spoke truth. You helped the Hanasi, and we are in your debt.
It's an honor to be part of the Hanasi story.
A great story it is. Your name shall be in song for many generations.
So how do we get the tether device from the Chizunyama?
We have been trying to gain access to the Chizunyama homeland for some time. I have only one question, which will help in our negotiations.
I'll do anything I can to help end this peacefully.
Do the Chizunyama have any Hanasi working inside their shield?
Yes, they had Hanasi slaves. Addicted to herb, working for the next hit.
Chizunyama dogs to trade the memory of our ancestors to slave labor is an abomination. They will feel the wrath of the Hanasi. They will feel our fire. The Cacus maps show a way into the village, a way to get past their shield. They will burn. You may collect your tether device from the smoldering ruins of the Chizunyama homeland. Take this token to honor us in the arena. You have earned it. Now be gone. We ready ourselves for war.
Ooh. Okay. That didn't exactly end happily. I guess when I get there it's not gonna look, yeah. What is that? What was that triangle for? Have I ever seen that weird green triangle before? It went away. Okay. Yep. Would have preferred some kind of peaceful solution. I wonder if me saying slaves instead of workers was the inciting thing, but it seemed to be correct, more or less. Especially since when my character explained it, he elaborated on it to be more clear. So he pretty much said the whole truth there. I don't know. At some point, I guess I shouldn't be too concerned. It's It's more or less them getting their just desserts. The consequences of the people they've used is coming back at them.